Pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan, dear brothers and sisters. As stated earlier, this morning we will make an attempt to know some highlights of Kenoparishad. We made an attempt to know briefly Ishavasyoparishad in the earlier talk, and this morning I would like to take up Kenoparishad with the blessings of our Bhagavan. We'll be going along the same path as before. I mean, we'll have Sai literature, quotations in Telugu original in support of our statement. I don't mind to repeat once again that the Telugu quotations of Bhagavan are given not with any spirit of exhibition or vanity. It is only to establish the credibility and the accountability only. While at the same time, I would give you the English translation. Kenoparishad deals with few major issues. What are they? It begins with a question, Kena. Kena, question. Therefore it is called Kenoparishad. Full of questions, Kena. In this connection, I would like to draw your attention to one point. Our life journey should find an answer to this question, Kena. If we do not find answer to this question, life is wasted. Life is unspent. Life is meaningless. Therefore, Upanishad says, you lived if only you find an answer to the question, Kena. Therefore, the value of life lies in finding an answer to this question. That is the first part. The second part, the answer is the consciousness or awareness, Atma. That is the second point. And here, 2 or 3 points are mentioned referring to the nature and expression of Atman or consciousness. That is the second point. And the third point, how to know, how to comprehend, how to be aware of this consciousness, of this Atmic consciousness, of Atmic awareness, how to attain that. That is the third point. The fourth point is understand the Creator through the creation. Know the Creator through the creation. Meaning, see the photograph and imagine the original man to whom this photograph belongs to. So, photograph, see the photograph and find out the original man. Am I clear? These are the 4 points mentioned in Kenoparishad. As I said earlier, it begins with a question. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. That is the question, Sanskrit. What is the meaning? Is there anything else beyond the body, mind, intellect, senses? Is there anything above? Is that all or is anything more? Well, if I just look at myself, I got my hands and legs and all the different parts of my body. Good. I think, yes, the mind. I decide, the intellect. Fine. Is that all or anything more? That is the question. And as I said, our lifetime is to be spent to know that which is beyond the body, mind, intellect and senses. That which is beyond. There lies the fulfillment of the life led so long. Be that 60 or 70 or 80, doesn't matter. Because one may pass in the first appearance of the examination. Some may not pass. They may have to appear for supplementary examination. That's what in India we call it come September music. Because supplementary exams are held in the month of September. March is September, March is September. So life after life. March is one life, September is another life, another March, another life, September comes September. So the life purpose is not fulfilled. One has to be born again and again. Again and again, repeatedly. One has to pass through this intermittent happiness and sadness again and again, endlessly. If we do not find an answer to this question, what is the question? Is there anything beyond the body, mind, senses and intellect? Alright, we'll try to investigate what is that beyond, slowly and slowly. And we have recognized that in finding out that answer only, the secret of life lies. The life is led for that purpose only. It is in this connection I would like to tell you what Bhagavan said, how we spend our life. Some people, most of us, leave alone the answer, do not know the question also. Because what are our questions? How much money you have in the bank? How to see that money will increase? Two, how many flats and plots you have? How to acquire more? If not, grab the neighbors, if possible. Three, what is power? How to be powerful? How to attain positions? These are the questions in our life for which we have answers and struggle throughout our life till the last breath. But Kena Upanishad does not refer to such worldly questions, such mundane questions, such ephemeral problems, such momentary benefits. No. The question is, find out that which is beyond the body, mind, intellect. That is the life. What does Baba say about the way how we spend our life? బాల్యమునందున పలువురతో కూడి ఆటపాటలయందు ఐక్యుడగును. In childhood, he is so happy to play in the company of other children. A child is lost in play. The child wants to play all through, and in play the child forgets. That's how our childhood is spent. యవనంబున అలరిన అలరు విలుతుని పోల్కి కామినీలోలుడై క్రాలుచుండు. కామినీలోలుడై క్రాలుచుండు. At the age of youth, with good body, a body that is fit enough, he is after senses. He is after sensual satisfaction. he is drawn by the opposite sex. He wants the satisfaction of the body. That's how the youth stage is spent. Ardha vayassuna aihikamuna mungi ద్రవ్యమార్జించుట తవిలియుడు ద్రవ్యమార్జించుట తవిలియుడు. In the middle age, one is totally drowned in the world. One is totally sunk in the worldly problems or worldliness. There is nothing other than the passbook entry and money. Nothing other than that. That is only the target of life. Wealth is everything. At that age, the middle age. Mudimi vachinayanta muraharini talavaka. Mudimi vachinayanta muraharini talavaka. In old age, he doesn't think of God. He has no time to think of it. Even in old age. Adi idiledani alapinchu. Adi idiledani alapinchu. He goes on complaining. I don't have that. I don't have that. You ask any old man. He may not say, I don't have that. He would at least say, I had that at some time. I had my coffee at 5 o'clock while I was in service, you know. Today he is having it at 7 o'clock. He thinks of the past, meaning that he is not having today. Adi idiledani alapinchu. Goes on complaining. While I was in position, I said, who is there? I used to get 10 people. Today, nobody. I have to answer, I have to respond myself. That is my position. Complaining. Vividha durvyasanam bulu vidalega. Vividha durvyasanam bulu vidalega. Over a period of time, he cultivates certain habits. Bhagavan even says vices. And he is not able to give up those vices now, even in advanced age. Very few years left to leave the body. But he is not prepared to leave those vices. He is not able to do that. Bhakti margam bhuvituka asakti leka. Bhakti margam bhuvituka asakti leka. He has no interest towards the path of devotion. It is rather surprising. At an advanced age, people talk of worldly things. People talk of their family matters. Though the helicopter is ready to take off. Helicopter is ready to take off. But this man wants to stabilize here. There is a wake-up call already. This man has not woken up as yet. Bhakti margam bhuvetuka asakti leka. Even at this age, he is not proceeding along the path of devotion. Karma pankilamuna badi kralu chundu. He passes through the cycle of life, repeated birth and death, as a result of fate or destiny. As a result of fate or destiny, he is not able to come out of the cycle of birth and death. Mattikal punu janmambu manavundu. Mattikal punu janmambu manavundu. That's how a man ruins himself. A human being ruins himself, spoils his life. The beautiful gift of life given to him is totally lost. That's what Bhagavan says. Further, if we just link it up with Kenopanishad, If we do not understand, if we do not get the answer to that eternal question of that consciousness which is beyond the body and the mind intellect, what does Baba say? It is like a tree that bears no fruit. If the tree does not bear the fruit, it is a firewood, not a tree. And it is like a fruit without juice. You have to throw it into the garbage. It is like a cow that does not yield milk. Useless. What for is this life? What for is the worth? What is that we achieve? Living till the death. If we do not understand this consciousness, says Bhagavan. Arudugadorikenu narajanmam vidhi. Arudugadorikenu narajanmam vidhi. The human life is rather very rare. The theory of evolution says that the mineral matter, the plants and animals finally evolved into Homo sapiens or man over thousands and lakhs of years. That's why the Viveka Chudamani says, Jantunam Narajanma Durlabham. The human life is rarest of all kinds of births. It is also said in our sacred text, there are 84 lakhs of varieties of species in the whole of the creation. Of all this, man is the most precious, most valuable. Aranimusamu vruddha parupakura. Do not waste even a second. Do not waste even a moment, because this life is highly valuable. Tirunirigitsani paramatmunigani chirasukhamandara chinta jiva. Know the path to have the vision of the manifestation of God. See His manifestation. See His beautiful form. Find out that path that takes you to the altar. Find out the path that leads you to the divine presence. Thereby you can experience eternal bliss. People may speak and speak like me. There in temples, people on the pulpit, on the platform. Yes, with fine, gifted articulation, figures of speech, linguistic excellence, with bombastic words, jugglery of vocabulary. But still, Nikadu pintayu nindadura. Your hunger is never satiated. Your appetite is never appeased. Because there is a lasting hunger within you. There is a lasting appetite within you that will not be satisfied by your words or vocabulary or linguistic jugglery, whatever you may call it. No. Sutiga atmajyotini kannane atavidupuni kagunaiya atavidupuni kagunaiya. If only you have the vision and the manifestation of God, then only you'll be triumphant. Then only you can call yourself as the winner in this game of life. You are the winner in this game of life. If only, when only you have the vision of the divine within. Atma Jyoti, the light of the self within. That is the sign of fulfillment of life. Kamita damulallanu kalpataru valanu dayacheyu devundu kaladokandu dayacheyu devundu kaladokandu. There is God who will be fulfilling our desires. Whatever we desire, whatever that is destined, whatever the fate decides, whatever our karma leads to, He will certainly grant them, unasked, unsolicited. He will get them. Durlabham bagunara janma durakukatana. Durlabham bagunara janma durakukatana. Having been gifted with this life, which is most precious and extremely rare, Atani jerute paramalaksham gumanaku. Atani jerute paramalaksham gumanaku. The chief aim of life is to reach His lotus feet. The chief purpose of life, our main ambition should be to attain His lotus feet. That's what Bhagavan said here, the way how we are spending our life. And Bhagavan gives few examples. My friends, for information, Upanishadic statements are taken, supported by Baba's teachings, compositions and sayings. That's my job. Bhagavan has given a few examples how we are spoiling our life. A person finds another one in the kitchen. Good. What is that person doing in the kitchen? He is cooking, expected. How is he cooking? He has got a golden vessel, gem-studded, full of pearls and rubies, diamonds, and that golden vessel with the diamonds, pearls and rubies is used for cooking purpose. Can you ever find a person who can be much worse than this boy? No. A better fool than him. Impossible. He is fooled to the power of million. No one can compete with him. How do you use a golden gem-studded vessel for cooking purpose? What a fool you are. Most valuable vessel, metal, you do not know. Similarly, we are using the costly, precious, highly valuable vessel of human life for cooking purpose. Because we are very much interested in cooking up things, cook up things, you know. Accounts are cooked up. That's why you find corruption. So we waste our body not knowing its value. Bhagavan gave another example. There's one person purchased a Mercedes-Benz car. Good, very costly. And that car is never on the roads. Car is kept in the garage. He never uses it. What for? Either to sell it out or to allow it to get rusted, dusted, useless stuff. The car has to be used, is not to be kept in the garage, not to allow it to get rusted. No. You bought the car to reach the destiny, to go to the final point of your work, be that office or industry, whatever may be. Instead of that, if you keep the car in the garage, it is a waste of money. Similarly, if we allow this car of this body only to lie down on bed throughout, it is like Mercedes-Benz car kept in the garage, not taking you to any destination, and you are not benefited by that car. This is the second example that Baba has given. Now Swami gives a beautiful story in support of this statement. It seems one day a king was moving in the forest, riding on the horse, on the back of the horse, just moving, enjoying. Even kings also want a free time. They have to run away from the madding crowd and busy schedule. So this king wanted to have a break. He was sitting on the back of a horse and enjoying his time moving around the forest. He saw a very, very, very poor man carrying firewood on his head. He took pity on him, called him, "Come on here." That man came and said, "O king, what do you want?" And the king said, "I don't want anything. I want to know what you want. Because I see you suffer like this. I see you carrying head load of firewood and you are limping. The road is not proper. On a rainy day, on a hot day, still you are straining, carrying that head load. I want to give you a relief." And this gentleman was happy. "O king, you are really merciful." And the king said, "See me tomorrow in my court." Okay. So this poor man went to his court and the king said, "I give you a garden of sandal trees. All trees are sandal trees, sandalwood and all that. I give you this." This fellow was very happy, went back. After 6 months, the king wanted to know how happy this old man is. So he went to that garden and saw this old man, how he is living. What he was doing? He was cutting all sandalwood into pieces, carrying on the head, selling it like firewood. Selling like firewood. Then king said, "What a fool you are." Called him, "This piece is worth more than all the head load. You know that? You are cutting the branches and selling them like that. What a fool you are." This is the example that Baba has given. Just as this sandalwood is kept for sale like firewood, our body is also used like firewood, not understanding its value equivalent to the sandalwood. That is the example that Bhagavan has given in this connection. So my friends, Swami describes how the life is wasted. And the Kenopanishad says, the life purpose is to see, explore, experiment, investigate, inquire the spirit or consciousness in every atom. In every atom. Anoraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan. From microcosm to macrocosm, there is divinity. Understand the principle of divinity in every atom, in every molecule, in every particle, in every being, in all objects. That is the purpose. Bhuteshu, bhuteshu, vichitya. Investigate, explore, understand the divinity. That is the purpose. When are we going to know that? When are we going to understand it? Is it life after death? Who knows what is going to happen in the life after death? No. My friends, Vedanta is meant for life on earth, meaning while we are alive. There are some people who say, let us think of Vedanta or philosophy towards the end of my life, after retirement. Who knows that you are going to live until retirement? You may get tired even before. Who knows? Some people say, let me enjoy this life. After death we will see. Whom are you going to see after death? You are not able to see yourself. How do you help others? How do you help yourself? Therefore, my friends, Sanatana Dharma, the Vedanta, is for life, for the living, is not to be postponed. to a later date, as the life is uncertain. That's what one has to understand. There is one story mentioned in this Upanishad. I am not prepared to get into the details of that story. I'll tell you the main theme of that story. The mighty cosmic power, and that mighty cosmic power, Haimavati, meaning goddess, power, superpower, cosmic power, the divine energy, and Haimavati. And that cosmic power or the divine power is responsible for victory of angels, or devatas, or deities. These people may think that they are responsible. No. The cosmic energy, goddess is responsible for their victory. But these people are priding themselves, claiming the credit for the victory. What happened? They were taught a bitter lesson later. All angels are made to understand that it is not their greatness. They are not to be credited for the victory. It is that goddess, Haimavati, superpower, who is responsible for all this victory. Well, same story can be applied here in our lives. Some people say that they are very intelligent. Okay. What effort you made to be intelligent? Where did you buy intelligence? In which shop? Let me know. Some people say that, I am very handsome, I am quite beautiful. Oh, I see. I don't deny, I accept. But how are you like this? Why are you like this? Why are you handsome? I meant, so what? You are not the cause for your beauty. You are not the cause for your handsomeness. You are not the cause for your intelligence. Some people say, I am very tall. So what? So what? What did you do to be tall? You didn't do anything. How can I say, congratulations, you are tall in your height? You are a fool, number one. How am I to congratulate? How are you to feel happy about it? Both are double fools. My friends, there is nothing in this world to take the credit. You may say, I am very successful in business. I will show you 1,000 people who are 100% failure in business. How can you say, I am successful? Well, there is a failure. There is some other thing. That is responsible for both. He made you successful, he made you a total failure. You are not responsible. Please understand this. Therefore, my friends, to take the credit for one's own self is the biggest mistake that we can ever commit. Applying to Prashant Nilayam, some people feel very proud because they get interviews again and again. I pity them. I know fully well you are in no way more than me, more than anybody here. There is nothing extra in you. Why he has given, why you got, is a matter left to Swami. I am not to comment about it. He gave you interview and you got it. That doesn't mean that you should feel superior to all of us. Certainly not. It is His grace that made him talk to you. It is His mercy that made Him call you for an interview. It is not your greatness. We know what you are. If I come to your place, the other neighbors also will tell you what type of horrible fellow you are. With all these limitations, with all these weaknesses, yet he gave you interview It speaks how merciful He is, how unworthy you are. How great He is, how low you are. How kind He is, how useless you are. So these acts of grace and mercy from the side of Bhagavan speaks of the height of His compassion, speaks of the height of His kindness, the height of His divinity. We should never think in the wildest of our dreams, I am deserving, that I am more than others, therefore I got. Poor fellows, they have to wait for 100 lives for realization. No. Therefore, my friends, coming to the point, the human life is very precious, as explained by Bhagavan, with a number of illustrations and poems. There are many more. Just I have picked up a few of them. Now, the question is very clear. What is it which is beyond the body, mind and intellect? If so, what is it? That's the question. Now, till now we studied why we should know the question, because the life is meant for that. The whole life will find its value in knowing the answer to that question. That's what we did so far. Now comes a kind of a procedure to know that. What is it? Beyond the body, mind, intellect. How to know that? Simple example. This glass is here. Seeing the glass, we cannot say that it has fallen from the sky. It has not fallen from the space on its own. If glasses fall like that, very nice. All of us can collect as many as possible. It has not fallen like heavenly manna. It is made up out of steel, there's a metal, and there's a factory. There are people who made this. There are people who sold it. There are people who purchased it. And our friend filled it with water and kept it for me. I cannot say that the glass of water has fallen from the sky. If it really falls, nobody will come tomorrow. Because it's not an ordinary place, there are some devils over there, where something may drop any moment. It's not like that. When you look at a pen, there must be a manufacturer. There must be a place where this pen is made. Therefore, my friends, Karta, the maker, Karta, the maker, manufacturer, creator. Now, Karana is the object. Watching this Karana, the objects, all these instruments, electronic gadgets, also are Karanas. Whatever that you see are all Karanas, instruments. Watching these objects, you must imagine the maker, manufacturer, creator. To put it one sentence, on the basis of the creation, imagine the creator. So our travel should be from creation to the creator. That is the direction that Kenopanishad has given to all of us. That is the direction. Okay, now the Upanishad clearly said, see that nicely. Baba explains beautiful examples. Upanishad says, Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Manaha Yadvachoha Vachamukha Pranasya Pranaha. The ear is able to hear because of the divinity. The mind is able to think because of the divinity. The tongue is able to talk because of the divinity. The life is because of the divinity. Srotrasya sotram, manaso mana, vachoham vachamata, pranasya prana, pranasya prana. It is the life principle. Divine is life. Because of that I have life. It is the divinity that makes the ears or the tongue or the brain or the intellect function. That's what Kenopanishad says. But what does Baba say? While speaking there in Kulwant Hall, Swami gave an example. You have thousands of bulbs here in this Kulwant Hall. Thousands of bulbs. All of them are giving light, illumination. They are burning brightly. Yes. But there is only one current. There may be thousands of bulbs, but there is only one current. That's all. Mic also receives the same current that makes you hear my voice, that amplifies my voice. There is a fan by the side of Swami's chair that sends the cool breeze, the same current. So the same current makes the fan rotate, that makes the mic amplify the sound, that makes the bulb shed the light, same current. Similarly, ear is mic, eyes are the lights, ears you can see with fans also like that. See, all the senses of this body, all the parts of this body operate, are functional because of the same current, same electricity. That is called Chaitanya or consciousness. Chaitanya or consciousness or divinity or Atman or Brahman, that is responsible for the whole thing, creation to work. Am I clear? This what clearly the Kenopanishad says. Now, the point is, Bhagavan gives some examples. Watching this, you should be able to just hear. We think ear hears. No, no, no. It is not the ear that hears, no. Deaf people have better ears, more good looking, but they cannot hear. Why? Power cut. You think the eyes see. Padmakshi, the eyes of the type of a lotus flower. Meenakshi, the eyes of the type of fish. Aha. Eyes are beautiful, but eyes don't see. No. There are blind people with better eyes. They cannot see. Because there is no power supply there. You understand? It's not the mind that thinks. A mad fellow cannot think. Therefore, for the mind to think, for the ears to hear, for the eyes to see, all that is that divine principle which is operating there. Understand that. That's what Bhagavan says. Pogakumula munipula punjamunda Railu bandin nadipinchu driverunda Automatic kulaitu avadhulunda Vakadu prakrutini srishtimpanundavalade Vakadu prakrutini srishtimpanundavalade. When you find these objects, there must have been some maker. Glasses, some maker there. Dress, some maker there. Without the maker, nothing can be made. Without the creator, creation cannot exist. Cause and effect. Creator is the cause, creation is the effect. Bhagavan gives this example. Fire is the cause, smoke is the effect. Sir, there is a lot of smoke but there is no fire. Please go in and study. There cannot be simply smoke without a fire. Therefore, cause and effect theory will clearly establish the fact of the relationship between the creator and the creation. When the fire is the cause and the train runs automatically, it may be automatic, but there is a driver. Even the bullet trains in Japan will have the driver. He may not have all the smoke and the firewood that we use here. Bullet trains runs very fast, but there is an operator there. Yes, the bullet trains are fastest in the world. That's what you find in Japan. But they are operated by a person there, an operator. They just don't move on their own. Therefore, my friends, there must be somebody else behind all the world that you see, behind all the objects that you handle, behind all the people that you meet. There must be some creator. There must be some maker. There must be some manufacturer. Therefore, Kenopanishad says, in this creation, imagine the creator. That's what it says. Now, see Swami's poem. Beautiful poem. Kramamudapagaminta pratidinambunu bhanudu udayastamaya nandanela kramamudappaga bhanudu udayastamaya nandanela. You find the day and the night in a regular sequence. The night will never say, I want to stay. The day will never say, I am more powerful, therefore I should stay. Impossible. The day and night should happen in regular, sequential, perfect order and precision. Why? How does it happen? Gaganambuna kanti kaise yutaranu pagalu matramu bagu bhangiyela. You find the stars that glitter in the night, but the daytime you don't see those stars. Why? How do they hide in the day? Why they shine in the night? Kshanamaina visranti konakata pavanundu jivakotula prova vivanela. Kshanamaina visranti konakata pavanundu jivakotula prova vivanela. There is the cool breeze. There is breeze, there is oxygen. If there is no breeze, we will die out of suffocation. If there is no breeze, we will die out of breathlessness. If there is no oxygen, there is no population problem. There is no population explosion. If there is no oxygen, good. So when we can't solve the population problem, let us solve the oxygen problem. Why? Why the wind blows? Why the wind blows and makes you cheerful? Particularly in the evening time, when you walk along the fields and the greenery and the green pastures and the fine lawns all around, the green, the beautiful breeze touches your body, makes you cheerful, jump in joy. Why? Can you answer that? No. Anishambu kalakaladvanula navuchu nadi salilamai pravahintu chandamela. Salilamai pravahintu chandamela. As you find the rivers that flow, the running brooks across the valley, down the valley, and the rivers that jump from up to down, the waterfalls, make a beautiful sound. In the movement of the water, there is a sound with some music. Killa killa nauchu. When you find the waterfall, tada, 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 tada. Wow, God smiles. It is the laughter of God, the Niagara waterfalls. Tada, tada. It's God's laughter. Therefore, my friends, the rivers express the laughter and the smile of God because of the fine sound, rhythm and the beat with which it flows. Why and how? Prakrutilo nendu chuchina, prakrutilo nendu chuchina brahmayela. We are deluded. We are deluded. We are drowned in illusion, maya. Why? Why this illusion? How the illusion has come? Why? How does it trap you? Why should it happen? Bhuvi nidhana kulamata jati bhedamela. Yes, on this earth we find caste system, class system, highers and lowers, educated, uneducated, rich, poor, fair and unfair, tall and short, variety. Why? How? Yavani anati idiyalla jaruguchundu. Yavani anati idiyalla jaruguchundu. Who is the commander of this? Who is the master of this? The master who is responsible for the day and the night. The master who is responsible for keeping the stars that do not shine in the daytime. The master who allows the wind to blow freely, making you help you jump in joy and dance in ecstasy. And the master and the controller that makes the running brooks very fast with the sound like a beautiful lullaby. The master who is responsible for the variety which is the spice of life. Who is he? Under whose command this is happening? Do you ever know that? That's what Bhagavan has said. And really, I think some of the senior devotees, who have been visiting this place since long, must have heard this Swami singing. These are all Swami's poems. We don't want them, unfortunately. We want how a fellow is saved from death. If not now, tomorrow he will die. We run after these things. We don't go into the depth. We don't make an attempt to know the divinity. Go in deeper and deeper. There in the sea, there lies the precious gems in the depth, not on the surface. We want to collect shells available on the surface. Go into the depth. Unnadaya devudunadaya కన్నులకు కనుగించకున్నాడయ్యా ఉన్నాడయా దేవుడున్నాడయా కన్నులకు కనుగించకున్నాడయా. Yes, there is God, and you don't see Him with your naked eye. You don't see Him with your naked eye. లోకాల చీకట్లు భోగర్పదవి చంద్ర దీపాలు గగనాన త్రిప్పుతున్నాడయ్యా ఉన్నాడయా దేవుడున్నాడయా కన్నులకు కనుగించకున్నాడయ్యా. To see that the whole world will have light, He has given sun in the morning and has given moon to shine brightly in the night. Yes. లక్షలాదిగనున్న నక్షత్రములనెల్ల నేల్పదానక మింట నిలుపుచున్నాడయ్యా నెలరాల్పక మింట నిలుపుచున్నాడయ్యా ఉన్నాడయా దేవుడున్నాడయా కన్నులకు కనుగించకున్నాడయ్యా. The number of stars, they are just lying like that. None of them fall on the ground. They are just like that. Can I just stand on the space like that? Impossible. Even if I make an attempt, I'll be either failure or you'll run away from me. You cannot lie suspended like that. All the stars are like that. Why? ఈ ధారుణీ చక్రమిరుసు లేకుండగా ఎల్లవేళల త్రిప్పుచున్నాడయ్యా, ఎల్లవేళల త్రిప్పుచున్నాడయ్యా, ఉన్నాడయ్యా దేవుడున్నాడయ్యా, కన్నులకు కనువించకున్నాడయ్యా. You see, every wheel will have an axle at the center. Because of this axle at the center, the wheel moves, right? The whole universe is rotating without the axle. There is no axle there, but the universe is rotating. The earth is moving. Not only moving around itself, it moves around the sun. How? That is a question we have to understand. జీతపత్యము లేక ప్రీతితో నరులకు గాలి కోసం తాను విసిరేనయ్యా, గాలి కోసం తాను విసిరేనయ్యా, ఉన్నాడయా దేవుడున్నాడయా, కన్నులకు కనువించకున్నాడయా. Well, we need the fan to give us the breeze, but without electricity fees, without any Philips brand fan or Usha brand fan, God brand fan, there is open breeze. There is breeze in nature, cool breeze in nature. God made breeze. Yes, He is fanning you. Have you ever understood? Without any salary, nothing whatsoever. ఆధారమే లేక అల్లాడుతున్నట్టి ఆకాశమును ఆపుతున్నాడయ్యా, ఆకాశమునే ఆపుతున్నాడయ్యా. There is sky there above. It won't fall. Nothing. It remains like that. Without any pillar. This roof stands because of these pillars, because of the wall. How does this sky stand there? We do not know. పొంగి పొర్లుతూ వచ్చి భూమిపై పడకుండా కడలి కాళ్ళు విరిచాడయ్యా, కడలి కాళ్ళు విరిచాడయ్యా, ఉన్నాడయా దేవుడున్నాడయా, కన్నులకు కనువించకున్నాడయ్యా. You see, there are mighty oceans. The oceans may, because of the floods, tsunami. When once the ocean come on, march off into the cities, finish. We'll never be there next morning. The newspaper also cannot give the rough estimate of the fellows who are simply washed out. But all the seas are commanded to be there, not to overflow, nothing to remain, that's all. They were all kept under control by whom? Who is He? Do you know that? తెరచాటుతానుండి తెర ముందు ప్రజలుంచి తైతక్కలాడించుతున్నాడయ్యా, తెరచాటుతానుండి తెర ముందు ప్రజలుంచి తైతక్కలాడించుతున్నాడయ్యా, ఉన్నాడయా దేవుడున్నాడయా, కన్నులకు కనువించకున్నాడయ్యా, కన్నులకు కనువించకున్నాడయ్యా. What He is doing? He kept all of us on the stage. He is behind the stage. He makes me cry on the stage. He makes me dance on the stage. He makes me ecstatic on the stage. He makes me laugh hilariously on the stage. He makes me does everything on the stage. He being behind the curtain, the divine director, the divine master behind. Therefore, my friends, Kenopanishad says, out of this creation, understand the Creator. With the help of the theory, cause and effect. This morning, we could cover 2 points out of Kenopanishad. The first point being the value of life and the question of life in front of us, for which we have to find an answer an eternal quest. And the second point being to know the Creator out of the creation. 2 more points are remaining. Hopefully, next week, same day, same time. Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Thank you for you being here. Asato ma sagamaya tamaso ma yodirgamaya mrutyoma amrutangamaya loka samasta sukhino bhavantu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सच्चाई बाबा जी की जय बोलो भगवान श्री सच्चाई बाबा जी की जय बोलो भगवान श्री सच्चाई बाबा जी की. My friends, since I consider all of you as members of my own family, I beg of you to liberally come forward with your own comments, because for the first time I am speaking on Upanishads from the background of Sai message with quotations in Telugu. I do not know to what extent I am reaching you. I do not know to what extent you appreciate. Therefore, I earnestly urge for your comments and criticism. I take both, yes, and your suggestions are most welcome. Thank you for being here. Sai Ram.